We go to sports, WNBA. Yeah. Cameron Brink of the LA Sparks says being blonde and being Whooite gives me the marketing privilege, the advantage, if you will,
Caitlin Clark,
over my peers who just happen to be
black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all.
I'm Jazz Berganzo on this. Let's see. Kobe Bryant.
Hold up.
Shaquille O'Neal.
What?
Charles Barkley.
Wait a minute.
Michael Jordan.
What?
Magic Johnson.
What the hell's going on out here?
Shall I go on?
Stop it! Please!
But it's what's next. What's up, everyone? Jazz Berganzo, what's next? Common sense, facts, and salt. Daily dose. Another episode for you. Hope you guys are feeling good today on this Wednesday. Well, opening my feed, I wanted to find a story that had nothing to do with politics. You know, something obscure, maybe something you might have missed. But unfortunately, that's not the case because politics touches every aspect of our lives and it's tiresome and exhausting. So I settled on this. We go to the WNBA. Yes, that wonderful women's league that no one gives a... Really? Anyway, I would rather watch paint dry, cut the lawn, or maybe touch some grass. Anyway, Cameron Brink of the LA Sparks, yes, that wonderful, wonderful woman who plays in that wonderful, wonderful team that everyone talks about, says that being blonde and being white gives her the marketing privilege, the advantage, if you will, over those who are not so blonde and not so white, and and I don't know what could she be talking about. Well, here we go. This coming out of Outkick. Cameron Brink says being white and blonde gives her a marketing privilege over other WNBA players. The Los Angeles Sparks forward said it bothers her to see players with strong stats not rewarded by brands. This weekend, Cameron Brink will begin her third WNBA season. While the LA Sparks forward rose to stardom for her play on the court, she's also building a growing reputation for her fashion sense. Brink's surge in popularity has raised her profile and opened the doors to numerous opportunities in the fashion world. Now she's sounding the alarm, pushing for more fashion opportunities across the league. How about just more opportunities in general? Just saying. In a sit-down with Interview Magazine, Brent acknowledged her own success in fashion and social media, also pointed towards a larger surrounding issue regarding endorsement opportunities. There's a problem. Really? Anyway, quote, I try to be more vocal about this and acknowledge that there's such a privilege marketing-wise being white and being blonde, she said. It really bothers me to see athletes and players who are consistently putting up crazy stat lines. Crazy stat lines? Okay. And not being rewarded by brands, she told the outlet. Of course, that's Ms. Brink right there. Brink also shared details about the WNBA's surge in popularity, and now she brands herself and she addresses the financial strain that remains a reality for a lot of players despite the historic raises agreed into a new collective bargaining agreement. Yeah. Quote, it's really hard as a female basketball player to make money outside of our contracts. That's what we're fighting for right now. And it's really hard to live a lifestyle, especially in an expensive market like LA or New York, on a rookie contract. When asked about what she believes is most overlooked in discussions about the league, Brink pointed to the consistent quality the WNBA has produced over nearly 3 decades. Consistent quality the WNBA has produced over 3 decades. Let that sink in for a moment. Okay. Quote, how consistently good our product has been, she said. It's still a really young league, and obviously we're going through a whole battle with the CBA. We're trying to get paid for what we're worth. I think people are seeing the W and this new and shiny thing, but 2 decades of level playing have been so high. I look up at so many women like Cheryl Swoops and Lisa Leslie. Of course, they are icons in the WNBA, champions, of course, and I think they're both in the Hall of Fame. They're famous now, but I wish that recognition had. I wish they had more recognition while they were playing. The Sparks selected Brink with the number 2 pick overall in the 24 draft. She suffered a devastating injury during her rookie season, ultimately appearing in 15 games. She later documented her rehab on social media. Basically, she said that her black peers, her her African American peers, are not getting the opportunities that someone like me, who's white and blonde, are getting right now. Because we have so many players who are putting up crazy stat lines, and with all due respect to Miss Brink, we live in reality. We don't live in fantasy. The fact of the matter is that in 30 years of the WNBA, not 1 year profit. Not 1 year have they been able to make a profit. Well, let me correct that. Maybe last year, because of a certain player named Caitlin Clark, the reason why people started waking up to the WNBA. Or the year before, which of course was a rookie year. So, you got the men's league. Yes, the men's league, the NBA, footing the bill. Paying the bills. Making sure the buses run on time. That's exactly what they've been doing the last 30 years. The last 30 years when you had Michael Jordan, Charles Barkley, Shaquille O'Neal, Kobe Bryant, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Hakeem Olajuwon, Karl Malone, John Stockton, Reggie Miller, and I can go on and on and on. The reason why that you don't have more opportunities when it comes to marketing or advertising is because it's the women's league. It's watered down. People are only coming to watch the WNBA for one person and one person only. And whether you, Miss Brink, or any of your peers like it or not, it is Caitlin Clark. She is the straw that stirs the women's league's drink. That's a fact. When she's not playing, ratings drop. When she's in the game, ratings soar. That's how it is. That's how it was. When you had the men's league, after Julius Erving, who did you have? You had no one. So here comes Larry. Here comes Magic. And all of a sudden, boom, there's a surge in the league. Everybody's watching. Ticket prices start to go up. Player salaries start to go up. And all of a sudden now, people are showing up to the games in droves. Then comes Michael Jordan, the GOAT, and all hell breaks loose because now the NBA becomes a global league. Why? Because of one man, Michael Jordan. And he had no problem carrying that on his shoulders. He's got big shoulders. Then you had a number of other players. You had Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, Charles Barkley, who was drafted in the same round, 1984, as Jordan. So you had a number of these players also riding the coattails off of Michael Jordan. And they've been able to do what they do in their own right and become superstars because of it. In the WNBA, you don't have that. Yes, you had Cheryl Swoops. You had Leslie, you had Lisa Leslie. Anyone else? I know there's one other player who's, oh my gosh, 4-time NBA champion for Houston. She's in the Hall of Fame. Oh my gosh. She completely slipped on. She goes, it's gonna pop in my head after I do this video. But anyway, you guys get the gist. When you have those, you have players who have had nasty attitudes. When you have a women's league that is run by, sorry, I hate to put it, Lebanese people, what do you expect? You don't expect marketing advertisers, Sony, McDonald's, Coke, coming out of nowhere, banging doors and saying, hey, you know what? Miss Sparks, I like this cut of your jib. How about you sign with us? It has nothing to do with being white or being blonde. Basically, it has to do with skill set. And the fact of the matter is that when it comes to supply and demand, yeah, you have the supply, but people are not demanding it. Unless it's Caitlin Clark. Just calling out reality. And with that being said, I'm Jazz Berganzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more like this? Please leave a comment below. Like it, share, subscribe to it. Hit that notification bell so you guys never miss a thing. Continue spreading the word about the show. Appreciate you guys watching as always. And we'll see you next time. Peace.